Hello and welcome back to Drama Investigator. Before we get into today's investigation, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post the tea. The FBI executed a search warrant earlier this morning at Jake Paul's home. The other recent scandal he's gotten himself into recently is that he's hosted large house parties during the pandemic. So the search of Jake Paul's house in Calabasas was conducted as a part of an investigation, according to a spokesman for FBI's Los Angeles field office. Apparently, Jake is prohibited from disclosing details of the investigation currently going on that prompted the search. The contents of the warrant are under seal and haven't been made public yet. However, I've been keeping a close eye on the helicopter footage of his house being investigated, and I spotted some stuff, aka I spotted a little something, so we'll investigate more about that in a minute. An FBI spokeswoman said that the SWAT team was used to enter the house and that no arrests were planned. Jake Paul was not home at the time, apparently. So according to ABC 7 Eyewitness News, they stated, update, authorities have seized multiple from the Calabasas home of YouTube star Jake Paul after the FBI served a search warrant early this morning. What happened to be multiple were found scattered throughout the property, including what looked like a long gun propped up against a hot tub in the backyard. Jeffree Star, of course, wanting to be relevant on the drama and get eyes off him for a second, had tweeted, "Why are the FBI in Calabasas right now? My mum said she saw 20 officers and a tank." Now, a former member of Team 10, Cole Cardigan, had also inserted himself into the drama, tweeting, "Remember when I told y'all there was a criminal named Azadi Amani living in Jake's house and no one believed me?" So who is this Aman Azadi and how does this all tie into Jake Paul getting spotted? Well, let's first investigate Azadi's past. Back in 2013, the police reported details of the alleged crimes of this high-end Las Vegas pimp publicly, but for some reason it's only recently resurfaced now. According to an article by Las Vegas Review-Journal, it states that Aman Azadi was indicted on more than a dozen charges of pandering, kidnapping, battery and coercion. He was accused of savagely blasting and torturing prostitutes. He is now apparently a member of Team 10 and has been for quite some time, and he refers to himself as a mood director. Could he be the mastermind behind Jake Paul's alleged drug and illegal weapon empire? Let's further investigate. According to Las Vegas police reports, Aman Azadi used to lure women into his prostitution ring with promises of immense wealth, his companionship, and most of all, his protection. But the alleged pimp, who police say earned hundreds of thousands of dollars from workers trolling high-priced Las Vegas nightclubs, did little to protect the woman who made him rich. Police said that the 28-year-old used his charm to attract women into his business and used intimidation tactics to keep them. And he also allegedly beat them if they tried to leave. So Jake Paul is close friends with Azadi, and clearly Azadi isn't trying to manipulate or power trip Jake Paul, not in the way he has done in the past to his female victims. But when money and fame get involved, Azadi has probably seen the chance to hop on board and show Jake other avenues where he could make even more money, like selling drugs, for example, and owning gangster-looking weapons just to fill that empty void Jake has of trying to be cool. Now, drugs, you ask? That hasn't been mentioned anywhere. Spot on, unicorn. There hasn't been any mentioning of drugs in any reports on this raid. However, in a recent live where helicopters were filming Jake Paul's house, we can see some dodgy stuff when the cameras zoom into the back of the FBI's cars. So here we can see FBI agents taking things to the back of the trunk of this car. We can see lots of weapons being taken and being placed into the car. Now we can also see a box here, and when I used to work for the police, boxes were used to package evidence and all that kind of stuff. The fact that they're wearing gloves as well, obviously they need to wear gloves in case their fingerprints get on any of the evidence. But these guys are quite big and these boxes are kind of small from what we can see. So I have a feeling that there might be drugs being put into those boxes. But I could be wrong. This is all just speculation. However, we do see bags at one point. Maybe smaller rifles could be going in those bags. But plastic bags are used in the police department, from my experience anyway, for packaging substances. However, we didn't see the police carry any drugs from the mansion into the car, so not entirely sure about that. Maybe they brought the boxes out with them, maybe the helicopter didn't film that, but yeah, those are just my thoughts on that anyway. Now, some fans have been speculating that this may not only have something to do with drugs, but something worse, because why else would the FBI be raiding his home? Multiple fans have been speculating that this raid could have something to do with underage girls, or PORN. Not entirely sure, as I said, these are just speculations that I have seen on Twitter. A YouTuber, Mo Othman, had also spoken up about this recently, tweeting, "I told everyone 3 times that I was keeping an eye on Jake Paul and his family members for crimes related to and child distribution. And I said, hate me all you want for this, but eventually the truth comes out. And now look who's trending and the reason why." Now throwback to when Jake and Logan Paul's dad's alleged tape leaked, where he was allegedly having with someone underage. That underage person probably had ties to the Team 10 house. Because of this scandal, it has given some fans more of a reason to believe that this FBI investigation has something to do with stuff way more haunting than what police are informing the articles about. In fact, police aren't even giving journalists a full insider scope, as it is still an ongoing investigation. So update, the FBI have apparently now raided the mansion of Jake Paul's friend Aman Azadi. Surprise, surprise.
Are you guys okay?
All occupants. All occupants of 2101. Without finding your way, this is the FBI. We have a search warrant for the property. Come out with your hands up.
Well, had a rough morning, but we're going to try to finish off the day right over here. Get it, you guys are really concerned about the raid that went down at my house. Meanwhile, we got a mansion to paint. The Barbies are here, and you know, we got work to do. First we paint, then we party. I don't know if we should throw a party this time, but we definitely got to finish painting. Yeah? A lot of people talking trash, a lot of people making up things online today. I'm not going to get into any details other than to tell you the only thing they wanted to know about was Arizona.
Arizona.
Relax.
Unreal.
Relax.
Now, former Team 10 manager Adam Quinn has reacted to Jake Paul's house being searched by the FBI, and boy oh boy did he expose Aman Azadi. He'd said on his recent Instagram story, "That's what happens when you associate yourself with an effing named Amani Azadi. Been saying this for a while, and this is why I quit Team 10. So what other shit has Aman Azadi been exposed for in the past? And does this once again relate in any way to what Jake Paul is currently being investigated for?" The case against Azadi began in December 2012 when one of his former prostitutes told police she had been tortured after she tried to leave him in the industry. The woman said she had met Azadi at a nightclub and that Azadi claimed to be a special promotions casino host, but his real money came from police said. After befriending the woman over a span of a few months, Azadi suggested that she could pay her school tuition by prostituting herself. The woman agreed, and even when Azadi didn't set up her appointments, she found her own clients in the city scene. When her income slowed down, she grew tired of the lifestyle. Azadi was then becoming aggressive and constantly demeaned her. So when this woman tried to break away, Azadi became enraged and drove her to a bank where he forced her to withdraw $5,000 tax money. Apparently, Azadi had then her for more than an hour at his $1 million penthouse. Azadi allegedly bound her hands and trapped her in a walk-in shower. He then beat, choked and scalded her with hot water. Azadi also placed a towel on her face and sprayed water on her, which is a form of torture called waterboarding. When she started to black out, he would slap her to awake her. Azadi then later dragged the woman to the penthouse balcony and forced her onto the ledge at night point. He threatened to throw her to death before dragging her back inside the home and spanking her with a wooden paddle. Azadi then dragged the knife across her body, causing a 5-inch cut on her thigh. The torture eventually ended after the woman offered to get a tattoo in Azadi's honour. This woman then eventually fled the following night. Now, there are heaps of other similar allegations from other women as well, so this wasn't a one-off incident. Despite all of this, Jake Paul still associates with the dude and has been working with him for years. Hell knows what they get up to in their spare time, but things are about to get exposed. Now, Jake is also such a hypocrite because in March 2018, he had posted this to his Twitter. Form changes we need in my opinion. 1. Be at least 21 to buy a gun. 2. Go through a 6-month minimum course, similar to driver's license course. 3. Professional mental health evaluation. 4. Be shows now. 5. 30-day wait period after purchase to receive firearm. And now he's out here buying illegal guns and getting raided. What are your thoughts on all this and what's to come? Let me know in the comments.